All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I just got back from walking my dog. It's a nice day outside, so I decided to shoot this video in my backyard. That could have been a mistake because it's nice and warm out here, man. We never know how much I'm gonna sweat. I am a sweater. Now, for you new boys and girls who are here for the first time, welcome to New Stuff TV, the untechnical tech channel. I'm your host, Antoine. Please pass me my sweat rag, Richardson, because it might get a little hot up in here. Hey man, today we're gonna be talking about the JBL Tour Ones. These are the headphones I'm wearing, man. These headphones, I decided to test them out as I was doing my walk because I wanted to have some good input for you guys because these are $300 headphones. I just didn't want to unbox them, test them out real quick on camera. I wanted to have some experience. So I opened them up last night. I decided to test out the ANC, play some games on them and stuff like that. And then I used them on my walk today. First, we're gonna get into physical appearance. I love the way they look. They got the matte black finish. They got the style. The profile is good. Everything looks good to me. I like the way they integrated the matte black with the gloss black. It isn't even black. It's kind of like a charcoal almost, like 2-3 different shades of black charcoal. I don't know what it is, but it looks good. It looks fantastic. But one of my favorite things about the outside of these headphones is the on-off switch. It is an actual switch. Buttons work, okay? The push and hold buttons, they work. I love the fact that Sony has their NFC on the side. I like turning them on that way. That always works for me. I always use it that way. But there is something about an old-fashioned switch. All you do is press that spring-loaded switch down and it turns on. And if you want to do multi-connect, all you got to do is push that spring-loaded button down again and it goes into pairing mode. Yes, they have multi-connect and it does work very well. It'll switch back and forth for whatever you need it to do. But back to the switch. Once you're done with the headphones, you just flip that switch up and they're off. There is something to be said about that. I think more manufacturers should go back to a form of a switch versus the actual push and hold button, because sometimes you just don't know how long, I don't know. I'm just not a push and hold kind of guy. Now let's get into a major part of the reason why these headphones cost $300. Yep, I said it, $300. For some reason, that is the sweet spot when it comes to premium noise canceling headphones. And I'll be honest with you, man, if that's the price we got to pay, so be it. And I'm glad I spent it on these headphones because they are worth it in my opinion. The active noise cancellation in these is exceptionally good. I have absolutely no complaints about it. Now, let's be honest, no noise cancellation is going to cancel out everything. Like if you literally have a gigantic truck passing by you, you're going to hear that truck. But the job they do in pushing that truck into the background and make it seem like it's not even close to you, they do a great job in here with that. And they do it with their true adaptive ANC. So basically what they're doing is they're not giving you as much ANC when you don't need it, and then they give it all to you when you do need it. So when I was out inside listening to the headphones, I noticed that the ANC was just a little bit weaker inside because there wasn't much going on. It was just my wife. Well, my wife is always yapping. And it can't cancel that out. You're gonna hear the wife or the girlfriend, whoever, nagging you. But they do seem like they're in the background. But when I was outside walking my dog, I noticed that everything did seem very, very muffled. I walked by these guys doing some landscaping. They had the weed eater going. I mean, yes, you can hear it, but man, it is so minimal. It's pushed way to the background. And they were literally like, I don't know, 20 feet away from me, but it didn't feel like they were close at all. They do give you two different options for the ANC. They got the true adaptive, which is what I just talked about, how it kind of just works in the background for you. And then they give you everyday mode, which is just basically a standard flat rate of active noise cancellation. You get it all at one time and it doesn't adjust to your environment. They also give you two options when it comes to ambient sound. You have ambient aware and talk through. Now, some people might think that's the same thing if you're not paying attention, but you got to use it to understand what each one of these is for. Ambient aware is really just ambient mode, and it's a flat rate. You don't get to adjust how much is coming in or anything like that. You get it all or nothing, okay? And it works very well. It doesn't sound robotic. They're not pumping in too much, and you don't feel like you need any more. But the talk through is what I actually do like, because once you toggle that on, it takes it to ambient mode, but now your music is also muted. You can still slightly hear the music, but it's muted just enough in order for you to have a casual conversation with someone because you got that ambient sound pumping in. Ambient aware does not mute your music. It just lets ambient sound be pumped in along with that same level of music. When it comes to controls, that's where I get just a little bit annoyed. On the right ear cup is where all the controls lie. You have a single tap for play and pause, which is what annoys me because if you kind of just raise up your shoulder too high, like scratch your head or something like that, you might accidentally tap and pause your music or play it for that matter. Then a series of double taps and triple taps will play in, or I'm sorry, skip your music forward or backwards. And you also have a tap and hold, which you can customize in the app to be either Google Assistant or talk through or ambient sound or something like that. You can't have Google Assistant and the ambient sound feature working at the same time. You have to choose which one you're going to have, kind of like Sony does with their XM4s. But as far as controls go, that's all that happens on this ear cup on the touch part of it. Your volume controls are separate from the touching factor in the sense that they have a button. It's like a rocker button up under here. So I'm not really sure whether I'm keen on having the volume control, rocker right here on the bottom and then touch controls on the side. I think it should be like all on one side or like at the bottom or all touch or something like that. It's kind of like splitting up everything. And I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of that. I don't think I've used them enough to get used to that. So I can't really criticize it that hard. It could be something that some people like, but for right now, I'm not really a fan of it. These do come with some really nice and really necessary lifestyle features. One of them is probably my favorite part of the headphones. I know I said I really like the on-off switch, but this next one coming up is probably my favorite feature, and I just discovered it on accident. It's the Google Assistant integration. Yes, I said you can program this side to be like if you touch and hold it, you can get your Google Assistant. They also have a button right here on the left ear cup that can be your ambient sound ANC button or the Google Assistant button. So you got some redundancy here. But wait, there's more. All you have to do is say, hey, that G word, and it comes on and it listens to you, and you can control everything you normally could with the Google Assistant. But also you can control headphone functions like turning your volume up and down, skipping tracks back and forth, and also turning your ANC on and off and your talk through on and off. It's in here. The Google integration, did I say that right? The Google integration with these headphones, it's so nice to have. When I was walking, I got my dog in one hand, the leash, and then I got a bag of poop in the other hand. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just walking, doing my thing with these headphones on, and I want to turn my ANC off, and I want to turn on the hear through so I can hear if that truck is going to hit me. All I have to do is ask my headphones ask my headphones in Google to turn on the ambient aware. That was so nice to be able to just have my hands full. Well, I didn't like having a handful of crap, but it was just nice that I didn't have to, tuck it and then push the button. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, that is so nice. They also have wearing detection. So if you take them off your head, they're going to pause the music. And if you leave them off for a while, I have mine set for 15 minutes, they're going to turn off completely. So that's always nice to know that your headphones won't just sit there playing music, or they'll sit there and drain the battery. So you won't get that 50-hour battery life that you were promised, because that's what they promised. 50 hours. That's a long time. Man. I think that's kind of like, that's right up there. I've had some other ones that were 50 hours of battery life, but those were more budget style and they did not offer nearly as much as these do. So you don't get any compromises with these headphones, man. I'm liking what I'm getting out of this for my $300. Now, I talked about all this other stuff, man. The thing we got to talk about is sound quality, because these are headphones. They do have an EQ, and JBL has been working on that app, man. I've got mine set, my personal sound set. I call it new stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I've got my personal sound set because they give you a 7-band EQ, which is really nice, that you can actually toggle yourself, or they have a handful of presets that you can choose from. The fact that you can adjust your sound settings within the app is really nice, but the real story is told when you actually hear the music. These drivers can handle anything that you throw at them. The bass is so rich, but they're not bass heavy. Everything is nice and balanced and clean. I just love the sound that I'm getting out of these things. I talked about gaming a little earlier. The gaming experience was really nice, man. I had it on, I don't know, probably 20-30% volume, and I had the ambient aware on so I could hear my dog and, see if, just make sure he wasn't chewing on my shoes or nothing. So I'm sitting here playing Ghost Recon, and I can still hear like everything that's going on around me, like the footsteps and like the gunshots and everything. I could still hear that in its proper space, like in the area that it was in. I was getting all of that awareness from these headphones as I'm gaming at low volume. That's never really stood out to me in a set of headphones before. And I noticed that almost immediately as I was, trekking through the woods, getting ready to pop somebody off. So So yeah, man, the gaming experience is great. The overall sound quality is fantastic. I don't think anyone would have any complaints about these headphones. If you're a bass lover, they got you. If you like classical music, they got you. If you like instrumentation, if you like live music, rock, I think these can handle anything that you throw at them. The JBL Tour Ones have a lot of great things going for them. I mean, there's some things that I really, really love. There's a couple of things like the controls that I'm not a big fan of, but there is one thing that shocked the hell out of me as I was on my walk this morning. I get a phone call. I decide to answer it. It's a perfect opportunity to answer it and see what the phone call quality is like. So before I get off the phone with the young lady, I asked, how was the phone call quality? I'm on a new headset. She says, it was perfect. I didn't hear anything wrong with it. I said, okay, thanks. Then I get home and I kind of just try to test it out and listen for myself. And I'm like, holy crap, this is so good. Because they talk about how they have this echo technology and the mics and stuff like that. Companies are always talking about how good their call quality is going to be. And they like 6, 7 mics up in a headset, man. And sometimes it's still doesn't sound that good. I don't know what JBL has done in these headphones, but this entire video has been shot using these headphones, the microphone from these headphones. So just to prove it to you, I'm going to go ahead and turn these headphones off and continue the rest of this video on. Let me turn this off. Now you're listening to the lapel mic. Ain't that something, man? Yeah, they sweat. So if you're working out in these, you're definitely going to sweat because they do not have perforated ear cups. But the call quality is spectacular. So good enough that I trusted it to shoot an entire video with the headphones on. That's the JBL Tour Ones, man. I ain't got much else to say. I wonder if you as shocked as I was. That's crazy, man. Look, I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff, but I do know good quality when I see it, or hear it for that matter. Great phone call quality, great music quality, great build quality. These headphones have everything that you need. And not a whole lot that you don't, man. I like when companies do stuff like that, man. They did a fantastic job with these, and they are here to stay. I really, really like these. I'm gonna go ahead and go inside because I need to cool off. Y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me get this straight. You sat through this whole video, the whole thing, and never once decided to hit the subscribe button or the like button? Man, it'd be the ones closest to you. I'll see how you are.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?